Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week. And now, moving on, and to close today's episode is the App of the Week. And for this App of the Week, here's a demo of the OpenDocument Reader. Hi, Warren here from Blind Android Users Podcast. And as we continue with our series of the App of the Week series, for episode 239 App of the Week, I'll be demonstrating an app simply called OpenDocument Reader. For today's demonstration, I'm utilizing the Pixel 9 Pro XL running Android 16 QPR1 Beta 2.1. I'm running Android Accessibility 16.0. I do want to apologize as I'm recording this on July 4th, thus there's a celebration going on and lots of fireworks here in my little town. I also want to apologize that I am unable to pass my audio through my recording software, so what you're going to be hearing is coming directly from the phone speaker. I am on the home page, that is on the play page of OpenDocument Reader on the Play Store, and will now navigate to the About, and let's hear the description of the app, and then afterwards I'll come back and tap on that install and get started. Here is that About.
About this app. Heading. Google Play Store. OpenDocument Reader Pro. Details. Read and edit ODF, ODT, ODS, ODP, DOCX, BOC, CSV, PDF documents and other files. View and modify documents created using LibreOffice or OpenOffice on the go using the Document Reader and Document Editor. Page facing up pedestrian. The File Reader and Document Editor allows you to open files like ODF, OpenDocument format documents created using LibreOffice or OpenOffice wherever you are. In the bus on your way to school wanting to look at your notes before the big exam. No problem. With the Document Reader you can open files wherever you like and read and search through your documents to go in a clean and simple way. Is there just one last typo left to fix in your document before sending it out to colleagues? The File Editor supports modification of documents now. Fast, simple and well integrated. You can open files from ODF, ODT, ODS and many more that you have created with LibreOffice or OpenOffice, also from within other apps. Supported apps include Gmail, Google Drive, iCloud, OneDrive, Nextcloud, Box.net, Dropbox and lots of others. Or use our integrated File Explorer instead to open files on your device. The all-in-one Document Reader and Document Editor page facing up. Right arrow open files with ODF, ODT, Writer, ODS, Calc, ODP, and ODG without a hassle. Right arrow basic editing of documents with the file editor to fix typos, add sentences, etc. Right arrow securely open password protected documents. Right arrow search for keywords in your ODT, Writer, ODS, Calc, or ODG and highlight them. Right arrow print documents if your device is connected to a printer. Right arrow read your documents in full screen to avoid distractions. Right arrow select and copy text out of your documents. Right arrow enjoy your documents even without internet connectivity, fully offline capable. Right arrow read out aloud your documents using text-to-speech technology. Documents to go wherever you like pedestrian. In addition to that, the Document Reader and Document Editor aims to support various other file formats as well as possible. Portable document format PDF, archives, zip, images, JPG, JPEG, GIF, PNG, WebP, TIFF, BMP, SVG, etc. Videos, MP4, WEBM, etc. Audio, MP3, OGG, etc. Text files, CSV, TXT, HTML, RTF. Microsoft Office OOXML, Word, Doc, DOCX, Excel, XLS, XLSX, PowerPoint, PPT, PPTX, Apple iWork, Pages, Numbers, Keynote, LibreOffice and OpenOffice ODF, ODT, ODS, ODP, ODG, PostScript, EPS, AutoCAD, DXF, Photoshop, PSD. This app is open source. We are not affiliated with OpenOffice, LibreOffice or similar. Made in Austria. Ads are shown in order to support the development of this app. They are free to remove temporarily via the in-app menu. We highly appreciate all kinds of feedback via email. ODF is the format used by Office suites like OpenOffice and LibreOffice. Text documents, Writer ODT, as well as spreadsheets, Calc ODS, and also presentations, Impress ODP are supported, including support with the file editor for complex formatting and embedded images. Graphs are no problem either. If you want to secure your data, you can even open password protected documents. Other applications that are using this format are NeoOffice, StarOffice Go, IBM Workplace, IBM Lotus Symphony, China Office, AndroPen Office, Co-Create Office, Euro Office, Kai Office, Jambo OpenOffice, Magyar Office, Multimedia Office, MY Office, Next Office, Office One, Office TLE, U4 Kids, OpenOffice PL, OpenOffice T7, OX Office, Oxygen Office, Pladow Office, Plus Office, Red Office, Romanian Office, Sunshine Office, Biz Office, Up Office, White Label Office, WPS Office Store, Collabora Office, and 602 Office. App Info. Version 3.32 Pro. Updated on October 30th, 2024. Downloads 5,000 plus downloads. Download size 19.76 megabytes. Required OS Android 6.0 and up. Offered by Steffel und Taschauer AG. Released on November 6th, 2020.
And that's both the description and the history of the app. I'll now navigate my way back to that installation page and tap on that install and get started.
Play Store. About this app. Heading. Install. But. Verified by Play Protect. Auto open when ready. Pending. OpenDocument Reader Pro. 0%. 26%. 72%. 100%. Installing. Installing. Navigate up. Button.
I believe that we're done with the installation, and as you can hear, it indicated that I have the Pro version. I don't remember how much I paid for the Pro version, but you can decide to buy the Pro version. We're done with the installation, and now we'll tap on that Open.
Button. Open. OpenDocument Reader. OpenDocument. Button.
We're now in the main UI of the app, and the first thing we heard was OpenDocument button. Now, if you haven't purchased that though, it's going to be the More options, and tapping on that, you'll come across the purchasing of the Pro version. But as soon as you purchase that, what you have there now is the OpenDocument. Let's now go through the UI and see what we have besides that button there on the top right corner. Moving on down, here are the items we encounter.
Welcome to OpenDocument Reader. Landing Intro Open button. OpenDocument Reader allows you to view documents that are stored in OpenDocument format .o, .ods, .odp, and .oding wherever you are. With OpenDocument Reader, you can read and search through your documents in a breeze. Found one last typo left to fix ahead of your big presentation. It now supports modifications too.
And nestled below what you just heard is a toggle that is on or off, and by default is on. However, this is intended for those using Samsung devices, and if you have the My Files from Samsung, then you could either turn this off or on. And here's what that goes to say.
On. Switch.
And below that, here's the explanation of that switch.
This app registers to open all file types by default in order to support apps like Samsung My Files. You may turn this feature off here if it causes problems for you.
And that's the explanation of that. Now the last button at the bottom right.
Landing Open Fab button.
We have the Open Fab, which means if you tap here, though, it's going to take you to where you want to open the document from. It launches your file picker. For example, it will show all the file managers you have. The same thing happens if you tap that one there on the top right. I'll tap here to show you what I'm talking about.
OpenDocument via Files in list.
So we got OpenDocument via, and the first item here is Files from Google. Moving on down.
File Manager Plus. CX File Explorer. Select RS File Manager.
You got the drift. In other words, it depends on what file managers you have, and you can use that to open or go navigate to the folder that you want to open the document from. For some reason, it seems it doesn't have a file picker of its own. The same thing is true if we tap on that Open Document button found near the top. I'm going to close out of this and tap the Open Document there on the top right so you'll hear what I'm talking about.
OpenDocument Reader. Landing Open Fab button out of list.
And now I'm going to touch that one on the top right corner, which simply says Open Document.
OpenDocument button.
And I'll tap.
OpenDocument via Files in list.
The same idea.
File Manager Plus.
There you go. So I'm going to tap on Files by Google.
Files. Recent. Show Roots. Button out of list. Menu. Open from.
I tapped on Show Roots, and I'm going to tap on the internal storage.
Pixel 9 Pro XL. Pixel 9 Pro XL. Show Roots.
And
Button
now
out of
I'm
list.
going to tap
Showing
on
items 1 to 11,
Documents.
11. Documents. Row 3.
Here's Documents.
Documents. Show Roots. Button out of grid. Showing items 1 to 3 of 3.
I do have a document file here from Microsoft Word, which is the show notes of the Blind Android Users podcast. I'm going to try to open that file.
Show notes for episode 236, docs, 18.67
And I'll
kilobytes.
tap.
Not happy with how the file is displayed. Upload it temporarily to improve formatting. OK, button. Open document reader. Open document. Button out of...
When you tap on a document, for example, it tells you if you're not happy, then try to upload it to their server. And that dialog is at the bottom there, and to the right of that is the OK button. And now I'm going to move my finger near the top so we hear.
Episode 236A NDRO ID 16PUBLIC release and more. Welcome to episode 236.
As you can see, I'm just swiping from left to right.
This week has been busy for Google as Android 16 public release drops, including the Pixel feature drop and the Android 16 QPR 1 Beta 2.
Okay.
Announcements. We knew that at some point the 11 Labs reader link.
As you can hear, it supports the links, and so it tells you if there's a link and
would become a subscription-based access, but we didn't think it was coming this soon. The usage of this app requires subscription. Android Basics. Besides Google dropping.
Now, I want to check some things because there are certain things that it doesn't support. These are headings. However, we're not hearing headings. So I'm going to navigate to the heading and see if we hear heading. And then I'll also try to navigate to the link granularity.
Speech rate. Script. Links. Controls. Links.
Here's links. Let's try links.
Android 16 QPR 1 Beta 2. Link. 1 UI8 Beta 2. Link. Android 16. Link.
As you can see, it supports links. Now, I'm going to go to headings.
Controls. Headings.
And swipe up or down.
No previous heading. No previous heading.
I'm going to swipe down.
No next heading. No next heading.
There you have it. So it doesn't support headings, but it supports links. And now that we have opened the document, we have some buttons near the top on the right side, and starting from the middle of the phone, that is toward the top and going right. The first button we come across is
Open Document button.
Moving right.
Edit Document button.
Right.
Search in Document button.
And
More Options button.
More Options. Let's go ahead and tap on More Options.
Pop-up window. Full screen mode. In list.
First thing we heard is full screen mode, and moving on.
Open with.
Open with.
Save.
Save.
Share document.
Next.
Print document.
Next.
Text to speech.
And text to speech is the last one. I want to try that because I've never tried using the text to speech mode. Let's tap on that text to speech to see what it sounds like.
Text to speech. Open document reader. More options. Button out of list.
Upon tapping on that text to speech, we now have some buttons. On the top left corner, we've got
Done button.
And then moving on to the right, in the middle, we have this text string that says
Ready.
Moving right.
Play button.
Next.
Pause button.
And then if you move right again,
More options.
that's the
button.
More Options button. So I'm going to tap on that play and let's hear what it sounds like.
Play button. Episode 236 ANDROID 16PUBLIC release and more. Welcome to episode 236. This week has been busy for Google as Android 16 public release drops, including the Pixel feature drop and the Android 16 QPR 1 Beta 2. Announcements. We knew that at some point, the 11 Labs reader would become a subscription-based access, but we didn't.
I'm going to shut off the screen and see if it reads
The
with the
usage
screen
of
off.
this app requires subscription. Screen off.
As you can hear, screen off and it stopped reading. My guess, however, is that if I were using some other screen reader other than the Google TTS to read this document, it will continue to read. But because it is utilizing the Google speech services, once I shut off the screen, that also goes off. I'm going to quickly change my TTS engine to something like acapella or vocalizer, and let's see if my theory is true. So now let's go ahead and change our TTS engine.
Talkback menu. Describe. Text-to-speech settings. Text-to-speech output. Preferred text-to-speech output. Preferred engine. Preferred engine. Navigate up. Not selected. Radio button. Sear voices. Not selected. Radio button. Acapella TTS. 5 of 12.
Here's acapella.
Attention. This speech synthesis engine may be able to... Okay, but... Using Acapella TTS. Preferred engine.
All right, now let's go back though and try playing that document again.
Text-to-speech output. OpenDocument reader.
And now I'm going to tap on that More Options and tap on TTS.
More options. Pop-up window. Full screen mode. Enlist.
And now I'm going to tap on Text-to-Speech or TTS.
Selected. Text-to-speech. Text-to-speech. OpenDocument reader. More options. Button.
And now
List.
I'm going to tap on that play button. That's the third button from the More Options going left.
Play. Button. Episode 236 ANDROID.
And now I'm going to shut off the screen.
Release and more. Welcome to episode 236. This week has been screen off.
That's unfortunate. So what happens though is that actually it chooses to use the same TTS engine that one uses. I thought it was just going to be utilizing the online TTS from Google, but as it stands now, it seems it uses the local TTS engine, whichever one it is that you're running as your main daily driver TTS. And that would conclude this short demonstration of the OpenDocument Reader. Thanks for listening. And that's it about the OpenDocument Reader. And one thing I noticed is that it's similar in some ways with the other one that I demonstrated. In other words, if you open the document using the cloud there, both of these, that is the OpenDocument Reader and what was the other one? Office Viewer Reader. Yeah, Office Viewer Reader. Both of these simply, if you have links in there while you are reading the article, it doesn't show them, but it shows them separate. So, and you have to swipe to get to the links. That the links are not like embedded alongside with the words if they're embedded in there, so they can separate. So they're similar in that way. But the one thing that I like about the OpenDocument Reader is that at least it reads your words, Word documents, and all of that document without necessarily having to go to the cloud like the other one does. So it's a good app to use, Word documents, which is sometimes a challenge to a lot of other Office readers for those of us who are blind. So I'm glad we have that alongside there with Quickify, which also does very well when it comes to these Word documents.
One thing I want to mention is regarding editing documents. So unfortunately, this is not accessible in the app. So you can actually edit documents, but if you're a blind person, at least during my testing, that wasn't accessible at all. So you go to you select edit document, and then you try, for example, actually you will be able just to swipe like you swipe while reading the documents or viewing the documents. And when you, for example, I tried to move the granularity while I was focusing a line, and then to start typing, this didn't work. And I also tried double tapping the actual item and then trying to move the granularity and type. Also, that didn't work as well. So it seems that it's not at all accessible to edit documents. Maybe actually the keyboard will be shown and you will be able to type, but I don't know where the characters are typed. Maybe at the end or in the beginning of the document. So actually, when you're just trying to edit and you're unable to move the cursor and you are unable to determine where you want to put the text, it's not actually something that you would want to do, or you would want to consider. So actually, unfortunately, also another app that you can't use to edit Word documents, or I think this will be also the case with other types of documents. So yeah, this is unfortunate.